guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to Dumb Blonde Books. Today I have a crazy video of every book that I've hauled in the past 2 to 3 months, and you're definitely gonna want to stick around to the end of the video because there's this bookstore where I live where they be putting signed copies in clearance. Their hardbacks are $2 or you can get 10 for $10. I have 3 or 4 signed copies from very popular authors that I got for $1. So like, stick around to the end. I really think I just copped a signed Karin for $1. In case you haven't figured it out by now, I'm addicted to buying books. It is my favorite hobby, and my favorite way to decompress is to walk into a bookstore and just like be with the books. I don't know, that sounds super weird. So whether I like it or not, a lot of books just end up following me home. I'm not gonna turn down a book. It's like a stray dog. Like, if I see a book, I've heard about it, I think I'm gonna like it, like, it just gets to come home with me, you know? So by my last count, there are over 50 books here that I'm gonna be talking about. I know that sounds like a lot, and it is, but most of these books I buy secondhand or I get from my library as they recycle out older books for like $1 they sell them for. And also obviously Pango books. If you're not on Pango books, what are you doing? I decided I had to draw the line somewhere, so I will not be including any books that I've mentioned in wrap-ups or TBRs. Just like everything else on my channel, the majority of these books are thrillers. There is a little bit of horror, a little bit of general fiction, and a little bit of like family drama, but these are gonna be in no particular order. Sorry. So buckle up, grab a snack and a drink, and as I go through these books, if there are any that you have read that you think I'm also gonna like, please comment them below. I read every single comment and I truly use them to decide which books I need to read quicker, which books I think I'm really gonna like, which books maybe I should steer clear from. So please, if you're just watching along, hit me with a little comment if you think one of these is gonna be highly anticipated for me.
Please, thank you.
And I'm gonna try my very best to give brief synopses of everything, but if it is a little janky, I'm so sorry. It is so many books. Jumping right in, I grabbed The Wife Between Us. I got this from my library for $1. It is a perfect condition hardback. This is by the writer duo Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen, and they have several popular thrillers. I'm pretty sure this is about a couple and the jealous ex-wife of the husband. It's giving me domestic, The Last Mrs. Parrish vibes. Maybe, I could be totally wrong, and I've heard mixed things about this. I know Gabby doesn't love this book, but some people really like it, so I went ahead and picked it up. It's $1. Next up, Sent so sweetly by my friend Yomira. She got me Tender is the Flesh. Oh my gosh, this is a cute little horror novella, and it's in a dystopian world where humans can no longer consume animals for meat products, so they begin to consume other humans. I just have a feeling I'm never gonna look at chicken nuggets the same way again, and so I'm really excited. The extreme horror diet, we like to call it, because girl, as I read Survivor, you know I was not eating. Next, this was like $2 for my half-price books, Baby Teeth by, I have no idea how to say this.
Zoje Stage. Zoji Stage.
Zoja Stage.
This is a horror book. I think people don't really like it. I think some people like it. I think most people don't. But it's a creepy kid book. And I've liked other creepy kid books that I've recently read, so I decided to give it a shot. Per a recommendation by my sweet friend Ruth. Oh my gosh, Ruth, I know you're here. I know you're watching. I love you, girl. She just has the best recommendations, and she's read literally every book that ever exists. This is her favorite book. It's The Humans by Matt Haig. Look how cute this is. This cover, it just speaks to me. And I got this on Pango Books for a couple dollars. I believe this is like a contemporary study on humanity or commentary on humanity. It's about an alien that comes to Earth and has to learn how humans work and how relationships work. And Ruth just spoke so highly of this and said that it really can help you when you're feeling like you don't belong. So I wanted to get in on that, and I am super excited to give you guys my thoughts on something that is not a thriller. Next up, from a super random sort of like TJ Maxx Marshalls type store where I live, they had books, sort of like a warehouse store. I got Bird Box for $2. And I just thought, you know, why not? I've seen the movie, but I haven't read the book. I feel like everybody knows what this is about. It's about this sort of like violence that takes over people, and if you like look at someone or something, you get possessed. So you got all these people like wearing blindfolds, like Medusa type beat, where you don't want to like look at the person who's like gonna possess you. It's obviously been a while since I've seen the movie, so I'm hoping the book is good. Next up, oh my god, this book is just to die for gorgeous. And it's the heaviest hardback book I've ever felt. It's One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. The next time you're in a Barnes & Noble, find this book and just like hold it. I could lift weights with this. And like the way it's bound, like the quality of the paper, she slayed the game. This book is about a group of bougie, catty women, and that's all I know about it, and that's all I want to know about it. I heard if I liked The Last Mrs. Parrish, this should be one of the next on my list, and I'm hoping it's twisty, because that's my favorite combo, is like bougie rich plus a good twist, you know? Next up, from Half Price Books and my most recent purchase, we have The Family by Naomi Krupitsky. And the tag is still on it, sorry. This is on clearance for $5. My grandma recently read this book. Hi, Gara, if you're watching, love you. She spoke so highly of it, and I borrowed her copy from the library, and I just had to take it back because I wasn't finished with it. So when I saw this at Half Price Books, I thought, oh, it's meant to be. I should just finish it here. It's $5. It's giving historical fiction, family drama. I'm excited to continue to read this one. This next one I had been searching for far and wide forever. And when I saw it at Barnes & Noble of all places, like right in plain sight, I just had to get it. It's The Patient by Jasper DeWitt. A lot of people have on their list for either their favorite horror or the horror that messed them up the most. And it's so tiny. I think it's like 200 pages, less than 200 pages. This is about, obviously, a patient in a state mental hospital and just all the ongoings at this mental hospital. And I'm so excited to read this. Part of me really wants to save this for the fall, but if you've read this and there's like a month that you would recommend reading this, let me know in the comments. I don't know, I feel like some books that I read, it's like, oh, I would have loved this so much more if I read it in October. Or, oh, this book definitely hits harder in the spring. I don't know, that's just how my brain works. Next up, this was a birthday gift from my family. They got me One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle. This is Haley Hughes' favorite book of the year so far, if I'm not mistaken. This, I think, falls into the category of magical realism. I could be wrong. It's about this girl and her mom, and they had a summer vacation plan to go to Italy, but then her mom passes away, and she decides she's still gonna go on the trip. And when she gets there, she meets her mom, but when her mom was her age. And I heard it just is a tearjerker. It just explores the mother-daughter relationship in a way that is really special. So I'm so excited to read this one. I got The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. This I see every time I go to Half Price Books. They always have so many copies. I don't know if it's just my Half Price Books or every Half Price Books, but I always see these there and they're like $3. So I know this was super popular a couple years ago and I really want to read it. I believe it's about a biracial set of twins and how they're separated at birth, and one lives her life as a Black woman and the other one lives her life as white passing, and it just looks at the differences in their lives. So I hope this one is heavy hitting and has a lot of good commentary on it. I'm sure it will. I got from Pango Books my boyfriend's favorite book, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This is just such a gorgeous copy. It is in perfect condition. It's a historical fiction, and I was told to not know anything going into it, so I'm not going to read the back or anything, but I know it makes everyone cry, apparently. Next, by a recommendation from who else? The Queen Haley Hughes, I got Take It Back by Kia Abdullah. Oh my god, I've heard no one besides Haley talk about this on BookTube. It's a legal thriller. about this Muslim lawyer who gets placed on a case to defend a group of Muslim boys who were accused of rape. And I heard it just has really good commentary, and it's a really killer legal thriller. That rhymed! I'm excited to hop on this underhyped gem. Hopefully it's a gem. We'll see. I'm so excited about this one. I got Fierce Kingdom by Jen Phillips. This book follows a mother and her son, and they're in a zoo at night. And there is an active shooter situation. And all I know is that they get trapped in the zoo and they have to survive the night. And it explores how far a mother is willing to go to protect her child, which is just such high intensity, such emotion, and it's been getting really good reviews, so I'm excited to read this. Next up, I grabbed Something in the Water by Catherine Steadman. This book follows a newlywed couple on their honeymoon, and while they're scuba diving in the
Beautiful ocean.
they see something in the water that completely changes their life. That's all I want to know. Don't show me anything else. I want to go to Bora Bora, but I can't, so I'm gonna read this book instead. Next up, we have For Better and Worse by Margot Hunt. This book apparently has a crazy plot twist in it, and that is my whole brand. I live, breathe, die for plot twists. So I hope this one lives up to the hype. It's about a couple who are willing to do absolutely anything to protect their child. And that is all I want to know. Next, I have Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. You know this is highly anticipated. Everybody be talking about this book. This book follows two fathers and their sons were dating or married, and they were murdered. So the two dads come together despite their differences, despite how they felt about their sons because they were gay, and they decide to get revenge on the people that killed their sons. Next up, another library book for $1. This is Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. I've heard people say that this is their favorite Lisa Jewell. This is a twisty thriller about a girl who goes missing. Who would have thought? I got a copy for my birthday from my family of Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. I always want to say Rachel Crane. Don't know why. I recently heard that this book takes place in Wichita, Kansas.
That's crazy.
This book follows a family, and the dad was recently discovered to be a serial killer, and so the family has to sort of flee their town, I guess. And the people in the town are super sus because they're like,
You guys definitely knew that your hubby daddy was a killer.
I got a copy of The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. My boyfriend is currently reading this. He's a little over halfway, and he says it's really good. The way this book is pitched makes me really emotional, and I also really want to read it. It's about this girl. Some accident happens, and she's in this limbo between life and death, and she gets to go to the Midnight Library. And it's this library where every decision you've made in your life and the way your life would have gone if you would have made a different decision, these are all captured in books in your very own Midnight Library. And you can pick up a book and read the way your life would have gone if you would have made a different choice in this specific turning point in your life. Crazy. I'm hoping that this book just makes me feel better about where I am in my life and the way that I'm always regretting certain little decisions, or just not even regretting, but just wondering what would have happened if I made a different decision. I just think this book could be super impactful, so I'm excited. I've had this book for a while, like a couple months. It's The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I really think this is gonna be my favorite Sager. Based on the books of his that I like and the books that I don't like, I'm expecting that this one is gonna be a good fit for me. It's dual timeline, takes place at a summer camp when these kids were young. There's obviously murder, we knew that. Next up, I got American Kingpin by Nick Bilton. This book is nonfiction. Can you believe it? Me grabbing a nonfiction. But apparently it reads like a thriller, which made me pick it up. This book is about the guy that started the Silk Road dark web website. And if you don't know, the Silk Road or the dark web is this website where you can buy anything from drugs and poison to literal human body parts or hitmen, literally anything illegal, you can probably find it on
darkweb.com.
you know, all the illegal vibes. It's just about how he evades the law for so long and how he's just this normal, super young guy. And I guess he didn't mean for his website to take off the way that it did. This next book I bought, super highly anticipating this read, and now that people have read it, I'm like, should I return it? It's Hyde by Kristen White, and people just say this is ass. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should read it or dump it. So let me know. This book is like Hunger Games takes place in an amusement park. That sounds banging, but apparently it's not. So let me know. Next up is another book that I bought with high hopes, and then people were like, oh no, there's racist undertones in this, but it's Every Last Fear by Alex Finlay. Is it that good? Let me know. My roommate actually read this and she said it was pretty good. I don't know if I want to support an author that is writing microaggressions towards minorities, so I don't know. Let me know if this is good. This next one I grabbed at a Half Price Books. It is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I do not think I've read an Alice Feeney. I don't think I have. And people say the twist in this is really good. You either love it or you hate it. Planning to read this one in the winter, obviously. It's about a couple who goes on a vacay to save their marriage, I'm pretty sure. Something like that, and it's like wintry. Next up, I have Good Rich People by Eliza Jane Brazier.
Brazier? Brazier. Is it French? I don't know.
This book is about a rich couple, which, you know, already living for the vibes. This rich couple lets somebody not rich stay in their guest house every year, and apparently they just try to ruin their lives, and it's like this like fun hobby that these terrible rich people have. It has good commentary, it's twisty, it sounds like my jam, and honestly I don't even need it to be good. As long as there's descriptions of designer bags and shoes, I'll read it. Next up I have The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I just heard that this is being made into either a movie or a show, which is crazy because this is brand new. So I want to read it now. This book is about a girl who goes to Paris to stay with her brother, and when she gets to her brother's apartment, he is gone. Hello, hello, hello. And her brother's like, not there. She has to like figure out what happened to her brother. I'm just realizing how out of order this is. This could have been a lot more organized, but welcome to my life. Next up is another Riley Sager. It's Final Girls. I've also heard that if I liked Survive the Night, which I absolutely could not get enough of, I loved it, I'm probably gonna like this one. But I don't know. This is his debut novel. It's about all the final girls from different accidents or mass murders that have happened, all the girls that were like the last to survive. And I guess they start getting picked off one by one, something like that. I'm missing that feeling I had when I read Survive the Night. So hopefully this does it. I have Who is Maud Dixon by Alexandra Andrews. The second I bought this, I was like,
I do not want to read the back. Don't show me the back.
I be holding it like this, like it's the devil. I do not want to see the back of this book because apparently it spoils it. There's really not much I can tell you because I can't read the back. I'm prohibited to read the back of this book because apparently it spoils it. But I've heard it's good. Next up, we have the sequel to Finlay Donovan is Killing It. Finlay Donovan Knocks Them Dead by El Cosimano. And I really liked the first Finlay Donovan, so I had to get this one because it's really the characters in this that do it for me, so I'm excited to see them back at it again. Next, I grabbed Reprieve by James Hahn Matson. This book sounded so good when it was pitched. This book is about an escape room in a haunted house. Say less. Purchase immediately. I love escape rooms and haunted houses. Oh, and also there's like a cash prize. Any book with a game element to it or like a cash prize at the end gone wrong, I will read it. If you're still watching and you know of literally any books with a game element that is a thriller, please.
Please, I'm begging of you, comment, because I will read them all. It is my favorite trope.
Oh, it's so cute. Blindsided by Karin Slaughter. This is the first book in the Grant County series, I believe. Some people like this better than Pretty Girls, this book specifically. And I just know the second I pick this up, I'm gonna wanna read them all, and I don't have any of the other ones yet. So I'm like saving this for when I can get my hands on the rest of them, because I just know I'm gonna eat it up. I grabbed The Dilemma by B.A. Paris. I loved Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris so much. So when I saw this cute little $5 mass market, I thought, why not? This book is about a couple who's throwing a rager. The wife is turning 40 and the husband is like,
we need to give you the wedding that we never had.
But their daughter is studying abroad, so she can't come to the party. But I guess the mom is pumped that she's not gonna be there. But then the husband, without telling the wife, decides that he's gonna fly the daughter back to be at this party. And I guess it goes down. There's a lot of secrets, it sounds like. I haven't heard anybody, any single person, breathe a word about this book. So I have zero clue, zero inclination of how I'm gonna like this book. So if you've read it or you know of someone who has read it, let me know what you think. Next, I got The Chain by Adrienne McKenty. This is such a weird mass market. It's like skinny and tall. Like, why is it so tall and skinny? I don't know. Anyways, this book sounded so good when it first came out. It's about this woman whose child gets kidnapped, and she gets a call that says you have 24 hours to kidnap this other child or we're gonna kill your child. And so it's this chain. So she kidnaps another child and calls their parents and says, hey, here's the name of this other child you need to kidnap or I'm gonna kill your child. And then they get their kid back. And it just goes on and on and on and on, which sounds so haunting and high stakes and intense. I just don't know where the story can really go from there. So I'm excited to read this. Next, I don't know why I bought this. Someone tell me why I bought this. I saw it for $1 and I bought Eat, Pray, Love. I don't know what possessed me to buy Eat, Pray, Love, but I did.
I don't know. I'm like in my 20s. I don't know.
It's about this woman who like gets like broken up with and she decides to just like travel and like discover herself. I don't know. It sounds like something I wouldn't enjoy, but I bought it anyway. I don't know. Exposed. Next, I have Hostage by Claire McIntosh. Not many people talk about this book either since it came out, but it sounds so good. This book is about a woman on a flight and she gets a note passed to her that says, these directions will save your daughter's life, who is not on the plane. Her daughter is like at home, and it's like a high stakes hostage situation. We are almost done. Hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Next is I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. This might be the most highly anticipated book in my entire physical TBR, because this is just kind of universally known as the best twist in a thriller book, and I just have to read it. All I know is that something dramatic happens to this young boy, the son of this mother, and that just like kicks off the whole book. I don't want to know anything. I know there's a police perspective and I know there's a crazy twist. Part of me wants to save this for fall because there's like leaves on like an asphalt road, and that is just like very fall to me. But if there's a better time you think I should read this, let me know. And let me know if I'm delusional. Let me know if maybe this isn't as great as I think it's gonna be. Set my expectations, please. Next, I grabbed some classics. I have The Girl on the Train by Paul Hawkins. I've never read this. I've never seen the movie. I'm hoping that even though I'm still a pretty experienced thriller reader, that I can still appreciate this for the classic that it is. And then we're throwing it back to like a real classic. We have Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I haven't read this or seen this movie, so again, really excited for this. Taking a little detour into horror, we have Brother by Anya Alborn. I searched for this book far and wide for so long, and I finally found it and I had to get it. This book follows this clan of people who are cannibals, and one of the kids in the family starts to sort of think for himself and realize that maybe this isn't the life that he wants to live. And I heard there's great gore, great characters, so I'm excited to read this. Planning on reading this in the fall. Next up, we have The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torre. I started to read this book on my phone as a checkout from Libby. They have like phone versions of books on there, so I started reading it, didn't get very far because I didn't like the format, but I found the physical book, and I just know I'm gonna love it. I just know. This book follows a girl who knows she is a psychopath. She knows she wants to kill people, and so she locks herself in her apartment and becomes a cam girl. She makes all her money from home, and I guess there's a romance between her and the doorman who delivers all of her packages. She eventually catches wind that someone is going to get hurt unless she intervenes, so she decides that she's going to, for the first time and forever, let herself go outside of her apartment. I have My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. This book is about a couple who kills people together, kind of giving me the vibes of You in like the later, more recent seasons, so I'm excited about this. I have The Party by Robin Harding. This book is about a girl's sweet 16 that goes horribly wrong, and I heard it's a very underrated thriller. Next, I'm so excited to read this when we get into fall Halloween season. The Ruins by Scott Smith. I know that this made Haley Hughes throw up her chicken nuggies, so I'm excited. I hope there is some extreme gore, horror. All I know is it's about a group of friends that goes to visit Cancun and they get into some stuff. That's all I know. Next, I grabbed Creep and Freak, the set from Jennifer Hillier. There might be a third book, I could be wrong. This is about a teacher who starts a relationship with her graduate assistant, but I also think she's engaged to someone else, and she finally decides she's gonna cut off the relationship with her graduate assistant. She needs to be loyal. Obviously, she's gonna get married, and I guess the grad assistant doesn't take it well, and that's all I know. And I'm trying really hard not to read the back of Freak because apparently it spoils Creep. So like, get these away from me. I don't want to be spoiled, but I have them both, so I will read these very soon. Okay, now we are into my signed books that I snagged for literally $1 or $2. I don't think I paid more than $2 for any of these books. First, we have My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. Can you believe I found this for $1? It is a signed first edition. There's the signature. And this is about a girl who has a relationship. Oh my God, all these teacher-student relationship books here at the end. I don't know why that happened. This student starts a relationship with her teacher, and years down the road, they're married. They're still together. But then her husband, the guy, starts getting accused of grooming and sexually harassing all these girls that work as students that are now coming forward. And she has to decide whether or not she's gonna stand by her man. Super controversial, so I just hear that this is amazing. And I have a signed copy, so I obviously needed to grab this. I wasn't gonna let it sit there. Next, I got a signed copy of Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. There's the signature. I believe it's a horror gothic book about this messed up university boarding school type beat. Dark academia, maybe a little bit of fantasy. I don't know why I think that. I could be wrong. I got this. Next, I got a signed copy of Night Film by Marisha Pessel. This book, McKay talks about so highly. A lot of people talk about so highly. So this book is about a woman who is found dead. They think it's a suicide. Oh, this book is like shining so bright. Gorgeous. But the woman who is found dead is the daughter of a really famous film producer, director. All I know is this book is multimedia, so there's like articles and photos. It's giving me House of Leaves, but maybe a little bit easier to digest. And I'm just so excited. I cannot believe I found this for a couple dollars. Also planning to read this in the fall. Next, I got a signed copy of One by One by Ruth Ware. And you know, I'm not I haven't really been a Ruth Ware girly recently, but I could not leave a signed Ruth Ware on the shelf. It was $1. So I grabbed it. I'm saving this for winter, obviously. It's about a group of people in an isolated setting, and it's snowing, and they are being killed off one by one. And the last book I have, I could not believe when I saw it on the shelf. I think I screamed in the bookstore. It's a signed copy of Cop Town by Karin Slaughter. And the fact that this came into my possession blows my mind. I'm thinking it's real. I don't know, but why would they put this on the clearance shelf? Why would they put any of these books on the clearance shelf? Anyways, I don't know. This is one of the novels in her Will Trent series. I don't really know which one, and I don't really care because I saw it was signed and it was $1, so I grabbed it. So that is everything in my summer book haul. I know it's a lot of books. I don't know when I'm gonna get them all finished. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, leave me a sun emoji down below because it's summer, baby. I will see you guys next time. And remember, if this dumb blonde is reading books, you should be too. Bye!